Hey everybody, welcome back to Hot News. Hope you're enjoying your life. Just one last reminder of the charity fundraiser that's currently going on for a research foundation for my son's rare genetic disorder. In case you want a latest update on what's going on with him, you can check the video that we released on Monday, just discussing everything that's happened in the year that since we found out about his rare genetic disorder. But we are attempting to raise funds for SYNGAP Research Fund, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated towards the research and potentially, hopefully one day, a cure for his condition. And 100% of the proceeds goes into the hands of researchers, with the organization itself covering all of the overhead. So it would be much appreciated if you could hit that donate button. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to my family. It would mean a lot to hundreds of other families who also have SYNGAP patients. So that's the first thing. Second thing, ad spot time. We got a sponsor for today, and it is Synergy, one of my favorite companies. I love the fact that they sponsor us because Synergy is an app that allows you to control multiple computers using one keyboard and mouse across multiple devices, like my PC right behind me. Guess what? Guess who forgot to close out all of his windows so he didn't have a clean desktop? This guy. Guess what? Synergy makes it so that I can sit here at this computer and then just click off of it back there. You can use this on Windows, Mac, Linux, doesn't matter. You can use it across a whole host of devices, makes it so that you don't need multiple keyboards and mouses. You don't need a KVM switch. You just have simplicity and distance. I love it. I don't have to scroll all the way back. I can do it from right here, and it's phenomenal that way. So you can check out Synergy at the link in the video description. $29 for the base package, not $29 per month. $29, you own the software, or $39 for their pro version, which includes SSL encryption in case you need that. Not your boy. I'm using it for fun reasons to control a PC that's behind me. So who cares if somebody intercepts that, huh? Not this guy. And Intel is not the guy who anybody thought would make these massive GPUs. Not that I didn't think that, but apparently they are. Raja Koduri tweeting out the BFP, or the Big Fabulous Package, on his Twitter. You can see here that he is holding a GPU of which we likely have never seen before. This thing is absolutely massive. This is the one that we previously saw, which is way bigger than any other GPU we've ever seen, including the largest GPU that NVIDIA makes. This one is even bigger, as you can see. It is just huge, and they have it under water cooling, because how do you cool something that is that large? It's 75 millimeters by 80 millimeters. There's been some suggestion that this might be Intel's Ponte Vecchio GPU. However, they've looked into it, and it is not Ponte Vecchio. It is likely a Project Z high performance GPU. You can see here on this chart, Intel is breaking down their Project Z lineup into a ton of different stuff. Down here is what we saw when Ryan Shrout took his Tiger Lake laptop home and got 30 FPS in Battlefield 5, 1080p, ultra settings. Gaming is what we're all waiting for, and that massive chip that we saw is probably way up here. This is an absolute behemoth of a chip, fits in the palm of your hand, and is socketable, which is intriguing, which leads me to wonder, almost in an amusing sort of way, not in any sort of serious sort of way, what if Intel created socketable consumer desktop GPUs? You want the latest Intel one? Well, you just rip out the thing of your PCI Express card, and then you put the new one in, and then you just put the cooler back on, and everybody has the exact same cooler. It's a cooler that can dissipate 500 watts of heat, like something like this. That would be phenomenal. And if you have a lower end TDP card on the 500 watt TDP cooler, well, then you just get really, really low thermals. It would be phenomenal that way, I think. I don't know. I'm spitting out my butt here. But what do you think of this massive GPU? What do you think of Intel's upcoming Project Z GPUs? This is just ridiculously sized. It is insane that they're actually doing this, and Raja Koduri continuing to keep us intrigued in what's going on. And you might be intrigued on how the XT processors by AMD are going to perform. They officially announced that they are refreshing the Ryzen 3000 series lineup with the XT processors. They will launch on July 7th, and we now have a few benchmarks showing up. This is for the 3900 XT. There are several others for the 36 and 3800 XT, and it basically looks like they're 4 to 5% faster. So is that worth it for you? Are you going to pick up a 3900 XT for being 5% faster than the 3900X, but you have to spend $80 to $100 more? Curious to hear what you think about these chips. They clearly labeled these as enthusiast grade chips Are you enthusiastic enough to handle these? That's the real question. Well, AMD is enthusiastic on their ability to deliver on the things that they promised years ago. In 2014, they said that they wanted to increase the efficiency of their mobile processor by 25 times. Well, according to AMD, they have done it by 31.7 times, just slapping their original goal back in the face, which is kind of similar to what they said for Zen. They wanted to increase IPC by 40%. They actually ended up doing by, I think it was 52%. AMD just continuing to surpass their own goals. But Intel not surpassing anybody's goals. Not their own, which was for 10 nanometers. They didn't end up hitting that. And apparently not for Apple's. According to an interview that has come out in PC Gamer, a former Intel engineer has said that Apple's key decision to switch over to the ARM processors, which they recently announced this week with Apple Silicon, was because of terrible quality assurance with Skylake chips. It was just abnormally bad, according to him, and that there was too many things wrong with everything going wrong with the chips that Intel was delivering to Apple. And that is when Apple decided, hey, probably best not to hold this in the hand of another company. Let's go ahead and vertically integrate this because we can, and we don't want to rely on anybody else. But Mozilla wants to rely on ISPs to help bring privacy and encryption to the everyman. Comcast joining as the first ISP as part of Mozilla's push for more secure browsing. They're going to be part of Intel's encrypted DNS service, which would mean that there is more end-to-end encryption on everything that's going on, and hopefully you can't get snooped on. Comcast doing something right? I don't know about that. We're going to talk about an ISP in a second that's doing things way, way wrong, but we'll get there in a second. With YouTube, they're doing things way right when it comes to watching YouTube on TVs. They've announced that they have over 100 million people every month tuning in to watch YouTube on a TV, not YouTube TV, but like watching our YouTube videos on a TV. Do you exclusively watch YouTube videos on a TV? Let me know in the comments down below, which is going to be admittedly a bit harder for you because you have to use the keyboard with your remote, and that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Maybe join on mobile. I don't know, man. I'm not going to tell you how to do you, and I'm not going to tell YouTube how to do their job, admittedly, even if it is a terrible one, because they are now testing a service that will allow you to upload and merge multiple 15-second clips, which is what YouTube Stories is, but somehow this is different, and you can merge the stories into an actual video. Just look at me, YouTube. What? 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 What is this? And that's what I say to news that I see on my Facebook feed when I go on Facebook. Well, Facebook's rolling out a new notification system that will alert you when you're posting news that is over 90 days old. Likely it's going to troll the archives of major news sources and find the posting dates and then say, hey, this is over 3 months old. Are you sure you want to post this? This is obviously going to be especially relevant for current event issues. And it's just like, hey, no, that was before the great Sahara dust storm of 2020 when the sand monster from the movie The Mummy came over and started killing everybody. You're spitting old facts. Stop. And there's new facts about Cyberpunk 2077. They showed off a new trailer which showcases NVIDIA's ray tracing and DLSS 2.0 technology. That's loud. The trailer looks really good. I watched part of the stream that they had for Night City Wire, and this game just looks like it's gonna meet my expectations. The more I hear about it, the more I see it. I absolutely want Cyberpunk 2077, and you're going to get it not only in game form, but CD Projekt Red announcing that they've partnered with Trigger, who has made Kill la Kill, to bring a Cyberpunk 2077 anime to Netflix in 2022. So not only will you get the game, but you're going to get some anime goodness out of this, which admittedly doesn't bode well for me because the last time a game that I cared about got an anime, that was Final Fantasy 15, and they put key plot points in the anime. And so I had to watch the anime afterwards to understand why I'm supposed to care about certain characters in the game after they died. And Cox is dead to me. Cox Communications, the internet service provider that has a stranglehold here in Gainesville, Florida. Well, they're now rolling out a service that claims it can reduce the lag in your PC games, quoting that if you pay them more money, they will now, $5 more per month, mind you, they will now give you the most efficient path and thereby the lowest lag and the lowest jitter in games like Counter-Strike, Fortnite, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, and potentially even Valorant, which I have to ask, why isn't an ISP just using the most efficient path in the first place? Wouldn't that be the most expedient thing for you to do? Or are you violating the spirit of net neutrality by trying to get people to pay for a fast lane. That's kind of what it seems like here, because it would make sense just from a business perspective to use the most efficient pathway always available, because it reduces your overhead. It reduces the amount of throughput and the hops that you have to do. So why wouldn't you be doing this in the first place, Cox? What? Don't charge me for, I'm not paying for this. Screw that. I also don't play online games, so it's not like it's a big deal. I do play games online sometimes with Google Stadia, but I doubt they care about that. Nobody cares about Google Stadia. I still hold it in my heart just a little bit. I got just a little bit left of hope for Stadia, and they're rolling out a key few features with their 2.23 update, streaming on mobile data, family sharing, and a few others in case that is relevant to you. Do you have enough mobile data? Do you have fast enough mobile data to do Google Stadia? Because I sure don't. I'm not going to pay for this. But NASA will pay you to design a moon toilet. Yes, my friends, there's $35,000 up for grabs, or put a different way, NASA is dropping $35,000 into your bucket, your John, your throne. You could get cash for teaching people how to poop effectively on the new porcelain dolphin. Kind of looks like a dolphin. I don't know why I said that, but it works. Anyways, the reason they have to do this is because while they've figured out zero-G pooping on space stations, all of that, when it comes to the moon and a moon base with NASA's Project Artemis, which is supposed to take off in 2024, since the moon has 1/6 gravity, your poop will fall, your pee will fall just very slowly, which creates like weird situations when you already got a slow dripper going on right there. And just for your information, if you come watch us over at live, twitch.tv/UFDisciple, we stream Hot News Live every day there, you would know that I sometimes talk about anal seepage with regards to Intel. So that's fun, in case you ever wanted to hear those words in a sentence before. I know I sure didn't. Anyways, $35,000 for you to be the poop king, the moon poop king. That's what you claim that title, right? They're not giving that away. But if you win this prize, just claim moon poop king, okay? Just do it for me. Do it for me. And what you could also do for me is hit the donation button for my son's rare genetic disorder. Yes, poop jokes and serious subject matter next to each other. That's the great stuff. It would absolutely help but us now as well as in the future. And again, 100% of your donation will go into the hands of researchers, because there is zero overhead with SynGap Research Fund. Don't forget to check out Synergy, the keyboard and mouse solution for multiple devices. It is great. It is phenomenal. This bad boy, I don't have to be over there to utilize it. I could just keep my camera on. I'm looking into the viewfinder right now, which is above you, and I could just move my mouse over there. I could absolutely do that. And so could you, if you get Synergy. And you could get some rest if you stop watching this episode of Hot News. So why don't you do that? Why don't you go? You look tired. Go get tucked in, okay? Shh, you're tuckered out. Pow. Go to sleep.